Purim day, what a happy holiday. Masechot, Rashanim, Shriver, Rikudim. Abanashira, Rash, 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 Abanadisha, Rash, 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 Abanadisha, Rash, 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 Barashanim. What a wonderful holiday is Purim. And, to tell you that this one of my favorite Jewish holidays will be to say something that is obvious. Starting from Omentashen and wine and happy meals and costumes and children and noise and Mishloach Manot. This is a wonderful, wonderful holiday that ranks number one in my children's order of holidays, and maybe number two for me, only because I love Sukkot so much. But it's certainly one of my favorite holidays. And I think it's a favorite holiday. It's a favorite holiday not only for me, but for many members in our congregation, especially for children. The only problem is that I think because we focus so much in all the fun that Purim brings with it, we don't have too much time to talk or to explore the main, I would say, element of the holiday of Purim, and that is the reading of the Megillah. Not only as the reading itself, what takes place in the synagogue, will take place on Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. or on Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m., but especially the book itself, the book of Esther. The book of Esther is at the center of the holiday of Purim, and it's a narrative, it's a story. It's one of the 24 books in the Jewish Bible, and everybody knows the essence of the holiday of Purim, which is basically the essence of any other Jewish holiday. They wanted to kill us, we were saved, let's go and eat. And the three elements actually appear in the story of Purim. They wanted to kill us in chapter 3, we were saved in chapter 7, let's eat in chapter 9. This is a wonderful way to put the story of Purim, but I would like to encourage all of you to do something that maybe you do every year and maybe you don't, and that is for this Megillah reading, for this Purim, actually to read the book of Esther, the 10 chapters from the beginning to the end. We have a few Megillot at Hillcrest. We have the regular Megillah without pictures, and it's a good Megillah, and it's good to read. And then we have this Art Scroll Youth Megillah, which is one of my favorites because it has a simple translation that flows with some pictures and some commentaries at the bottom. And then there is the Art Scroll Children's Megillah that has also the full text of the Megillah and some interesting commentaries as well. They are for children, but don't make a mistake. Both translations can be good for any adult as well. I would like you to read the Megillah first because one of the main concepts or idea that we try to bring at Hillcrest is the idea of Talmud Torah, of learning Torah, and as good as eating omentashen and making noise is, we want to add every year some more content and to what we have in our reservoir of knowledge. We know the story, but maybe we can find some complexity in the story. Maybe we can find some details that we didn't know. Maybe we can find some challenges in the story. I would like to leave you with three themes that come to my mind right now that I learned from the story of Purim, but I hope you will believe me if I tell you that there are many, many more, but I need to leave some for you as well. So let's start with number one. The first theme that comes from the fact that Esther is taken to the palace, and in chapter 4, Mordechai tells her, you are the one, maybe this is the time, maybe this is the occasion that you came to be the queen, because your main mission in life is about to start right now. And I think the story is telling us, with Esther, that everybody has a mission in life. Everybody has something for which we were created and we were brought into this world. Sometimes it comes very simple and we immediately know what it is, and sometimes it is in disguise. Sometimes we need to go through many, I will say, ways around to find out what is that is required from us. Esther didn't know, and Mordechai told her, "Umi yodea im le'et kazot igat lemalchut." Who knows, maybe for this particular reason you were placed in the place that you are right now. So Esther is going to find her place and is going to take it from there and make a huge difference. And the question for all of us is, how can we find our place and make a difference from where each of us is in this world, in this society, in our congregation? That's theme number one. Theme number two has to do with the end of the story of Purim, with this idea of mishloach manot, of giving gifts of food one to other. We do it through the sisterhood. People receive baskets, then they read, "Oh, look who gave me some mishloach manot. Here is mishloach manot for you and for you and for you." And we go on the day of Purim. We send our children to deliver, a basket with, wine or with juice or with a piece of cake. What is this idea of exchanging gifts of food? What it does is it creates goodwill and brings people together. If the problem of Purim, the beginning of Purim, is that the people was separated, the Jewish people was a people that could not come together, the solution is at the end of the story, at the end of chapter 9, they need to come together. And the way we come together is by doing something that will bring us together. Here is a gift, you give me a gift, we exchange gifts and we create a network of exchanging of goodwill among our community, our congregation, among our people. This, I think, is the second idea that we learn, the second thing that I would like at least to focus today with you in the story of Purim. And the third one, that has to do with Haman. What was the big problem with Haman? He was anti-Semite, he hated the Jews, that's bad enough. But the problem of Haman, the main problem that appears in the Megillah, the reason he becomes an anti-Semite and he comes to hate the Jews, and that's the reason that's going to bring him down at the end, is false pride, is arrogance. And the expression pride comes before a fall applies, or pride comes before a fall, it applies to Haman. Haman is arrogant. Haman is upset not because he hates the Jews. He didn't have any problem with the Jews. All what he hates the fact that people don't give him enough kavod, that Mordechai doesn't give him the honor that he believes he deserves. And his ego grows and becomes bigger and higher. And the reader knows that the higher he will climb in his ego, the harder his fall will be. At the beginning of chapter 3, the Megillat tells us that Ahashverosh elevated Aman. And you can ask yourself, how much did he elevate him? And I think in the back of my mind, he elevated him 50 cubits. That is the height of the gallows that he will be hanging at the end of the story. Everybody can see that. He doesn't see it. The arrogant, the person who is full of arrogance, doesn't see that he is about to fall. And this Megillah, a glimpse into the Megillah, a glimpse into the story, allows us to look at a man from outside somehow, and to be sure that what happened to him, this greed for ego, this greed for adoration this need that everybody will bow in front of him. That today many people have it not necessarily physically, like in the story of Haman, but figuratively. People want to be the center of attention. Everybody needs to be around me. Everybody needs to agree with what I have to say. Everybody needs to like my project. I am very important. I'm the most important person in my family, in my congregation, in my community. And everything needs to be around me. This idea is telling us the Megillah is not going to take us very far in life. And better off we watch and we try just to become a little more like Mordechai in our story. Maybe a little low key, but at the end of the story, we might be able to shine with a brighter light, with a better light. These are only 3 themes that I would like to share with you today for you to reflect on Purim, but again the invitation is for each of us to look deeper into the Megillah, to read the Megillah and try to find out a way that you can connect with this text that I would say is about 3,000 years old and has the potential to enrich our lives. Chag Purim Sameach and many blessings to all of you.